Okay, we are live, and let me just do like this. Shameless self-promotion here. That's my merch, some of it, and I realize I should probably do like this. Yeah, doing a very bad job at promoting my merch here, but it is what it is. I'll give it a minute or so, a few seconds. Well, people are joining. To let people join the chat. And as you can see from the title, you can guess which angle I'm going to use today. I thought it's quite clever. If I have to say so myself, and sitting here on my own, I have to say that myself. I have to say so myself. So that's how it is. Let's see. 75 people, 80. Salagi Bushcraft is here. Boo Boo is here. As I always say, all the usual suspects are joining. It's an awkward time for people in North America. I know, but that's just how it is. Now, should be a t-shirt. Yeah, I have t-shirts as well. I can get some t-shirts for the next live stream and promote those as well. The perceptive ones of you guys will have noticed that I have tidied up my room and the sleeping bags are not here. They are over there. And I made a real effort moving the shelves there with all the books. And I didn't bother taking out the books, so that was quite heavy. But okay. Carl has been a member for 5 months. That's awesome. Good day to you. So there's a saying: if the only thing you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And what that means is that if you are narrow-minded, or if you have decided on a solution, and that's the solution you're going to use, no matter what, even when you get new information, even when you learn more, you're going to still use that same method every time. There are lots of people like that around. They have decided on how the world works. They have decided on how they are as human beings, and they have decided how everything is. There is nothing more to figure out for these people. So to them, the only thing they have is that hammer. And because of that, every problem out there looks like a nail. And they will take their hammer and bang on that problem, believing it's a nail and hoping it will work. And if it doesn't, they will just keep doing that. Can you guess what I'm talking about here? Can you guess why I'm saying what I'm saying here? Let me know in the I'm sure you can. In the chat. I can't say that out loud here, but yeah, what I can say is that when you have a health issue of some sort, right? You know what I'm talking about here. And you have decided, and you decide early on that we're going to use this method here. And then more information is added, you learn more, and this method that you chose doesn't really work anymore, or it never did. Sorry, it never did. And but you're still saying so. You're saying this is this is how we need to combat this health issue, this health problem. So we're going to keep doing that. And instead of changing your attitude, instead of changing the method and admitting that, okay, this was wrong, we will not do that anymore, we will use other methods. We will, we have learned now, so we will use other methods. They won't do that. They will just keep hammering with their hammer, and that's how they will go down, you know, go down with the ship, you know. I hate people like that. And I tell myself quite often, actually, that I must never become like that. I am at danger of becoming like that because of my age and because of, I think I'm quite successful in life. You know, why should I change my methods? Why should I change anything? Well, you should always do that no matter what. Well, you shouldn't change just to change, but you should change when you change your methods when you get new information and so on. You never stop learning, right? So, this is what I believe. No, let me backtrack there. This is if I were to believe that certain people have the best intentions. I'm saying if I were to believe that certain people have the best intentions, I would say we have a typical case of using that hammer, refusing to change your methods, and you've used that hammer so long that everything now looks like a nail. However, I am not so sure that I should give these people the benefit of doubt, so to speak. And I will not go further on that here. I will not. I'll stop right there. Okay. Let's see here. Salagi Bushcraft says, learning is a key to freedom. Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I am trying to keep an eye on the chat. You can give me a super chat if you want to. That way, the message will pop up, and I will certainly see it. Jed Dubai says religion is what's bad. I will say this: when religion becomes dogma, you guys know what I'm talking about here. It's never good. You know, it's always a hindrance to human development. And I'm going to change subject a little bit now because lately my phone number has been leaked. I had a secret phone number, and it has been leaked, so I have to probably get rid of that phone number. But anyway, because of that, lately, quite a lot of people have reached out, texting me, calling, and so on. I don't like that. I don't like that when strange people call me late at night. It's I don't like that. But never mind. The KG, good to see you. Good to see you. And the I don't know what it is, but a lot of those people, they have a need to explain to me what is going on. And I hope that you guys have noticed that I am doing my best to not be dogmatic about this. I'm doing my best to underline the fact that there are lots of things we don't know. There are lots of things I don't know. And that's okay. And that's actually how it should be. But these people who are calling me, they have decided for themselves what's going on. And there's no doubt in their minds. There's no doubt. There's no doubt at all. And while I may agree on a lot of what they typically are saying, I find it very dangerous to, at this stage, because this is an early stage still. At this stage, if you have already decided that you know what's going on, you're probably that guy with a hammer. Now, there are lots of things that are obvious, but please don't call me late at night and tell me that this is the mark of the beast and things like that. Don't do that, because first of all, there is something called privacy and respecting others' privacy, and there's also this idea that we should respect other people's belief system. I'm not a Christian. I do not view the world through a Christian lens. You can do that if you want to. It's not up to me to decide, but you will have to respect that I do not do that. And I will never do that. I am much more aligned with nature. And I've talked a little bit about that before. How would you, if you're that guy, not you guys, but someone out there who may listen, if you're that guy, always men calling, by the way. If you're that guy who want to call me, telling me it's the mark of the beast and so on and so on, how would you feel if I called you late at night and told you about my belief system? Because things have been written, and I could point to those things and say, well, this is what's happening now. But I won't do that, because we do not know this. We do not know. Okay? So, a little bit of a rant there needs to be done from time to time. Nemeton, thanks a lot for the donation. We are living in a fragile social construct system, and social dynamics are fraying at the rate where breakdown is inevitable. Learn skills, be ready. Yeah, we should. We should. Daniel, yes, it is a bit creepy, It is a bit creepy. And there is this, yeah, but I won't answer the phone anymore, and that's just how it is, Sly, Pagans Unite. Well, thank you for that. Yeah, I sometimes I answer, sometimes I don't answer. There are people, you know, sometimes they call me because I'm a novelist, and they call me from, you know, newspapers, radio, and so on. So I really should reply, and yeah, so it's a bit like that. Yeah, this is the Jakarta fine, and now sorry, Nutoshi Sakamoto. Nobody's calling me on my wooden smartphone. That's why this wooden smartphone is the best phone I have ever had. Yeah. Yeah, and I do block them. Yes, I yeah. So at the moment, things are changing rapidly, isn't it? And it's like this thing we have been talking about for 2 years now. While I wish it would just go away, so that I wouldn't have to talk about it. Well, at least I'm doing the most of that talking here on this channel. Um, I it's just getting worse. Just getting worse. And in Norway now, they are official people. They're just saying straight out now that they don't have control of this. Well, you're not saying. Well, I yeah, I have noticed that you do not have any control of what's happening here. But you have your hammer, don't you? You're going to keep hammering, even though it doesn't work at all. Um, we are. Yeah. Switching back and forth a little bit in the chat here. Uh, and and it is. Here's how it comes together. The belief thing, religion thing, and the whole mess out there. It kind of comes together because I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what political leaning you have. I really don't care. I only care if you're a person open to new information. Are you the kind of person who will adjust how you think about what's going on in the world and in your life and in your surroundings when you get new information? Or have you decided, I will not quote anyone here, but I did see a comment here. Will you keep repeating like that? This is what it's like. You just need to accept this DT or something like that, and then that's what you need to do. Those people, let's say if everything breaks down, society as a whole, as we know it, breaks down, and you have to build groups to survive. You know what? If you're the hard-headed, inflexible kind of person with that hammer, you have decided how the world works. That's how you're going to go about your life. You're going to die. It's as simple as that. And while a religion can be comfort to some people, it's there's a lot of comfort in it. I have noticed that to many people it's a hindrance to personal development, and I have to say that. And some people, you might unsubscribe, you might hate me for saying that, but as I said, I don't care your political leaning. I don't care about your religion. You can be a Christian or a Muslim or whatever. I don't care. But you need to be open to adjusting your views of the world, as you're gathering more information and so on. Joe, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Yeah, we are getting quite Edie Crowley. We are getting quite a lot of the Jesus or the Bible people here, which is fine. If you tell me, God bless and so on, that's very nice. I think that's a very nice thing to say. It's just I will always say thank you, because I understand what that means. Hold on, Elvis. Nei. Because I know what that means, and it's a nice thing to say, but it needs to be kept at that. Don't go telling me what to believe in if you do not want me to tell you what you should believe in. So let's leave it at that. Daisy Pepper. Well, you're welcome you are welcome to say whatever you like here. But I do not believe, as you, my personal experience is that it is not out of love, as you write, that anyone tell you about Jesus. It may, in your case, I'm sure it is, but I can tell you, I grew up in a very, very Christian Norway. Norway used to be a lot more Christian than it is today. And it was not nice. I was ridiculed as a child. I mean, my way of looking at the world was ridiculed. You shouldn't do that to kids. You shouldn't do that to anyone. So, and I don't think there are anyone here shouting about how cool paganism is, and I think also there are mostly heathens here. But let's just leave that. I I will not be lectured on what the truth is. That will not fly here in this chat. But um, you can be whatever, you can believe in whatever you like. That's perfectly fine, and I will respect that. So, and as Tsalagi Bushcraft is writing here, we should all find common ground. It's necessary. Yeah. So I am just keeping an eye, see, on Elvis, our dog, and he what happened yesterday. These things always happen during the weekends, for some reason. He split a claw, so he had to go to the veterinarian and get sedated even, and they had to remove the claw. It will grow back, but he has a bandage on his paw and a cone of shame, on his head, but he still manages to get to the bandage and tear at it. So that's what he was starting to do now. So yeah. um yeah, he is very wild out on our property, running around there. They both are, but he's the worst, and he gets some cuts from time to time. Um, so Tsalagi Bushcraft, well, thanks a lot for that donation. I'm starting to think Elvis liked the veterinarian. Well, he doesn't mind being there, but he is. I was going, camping for an overnighter in the woods. That was from today, but I can't go anywhere now. Well, I could, but then he would be alone, and there would be a risk for him to get naughty, tearing at the bandage and all that. So, yeah. Um, what happened to the feed? I think it's working. I think it's working. Yeah, Fedov Ethelweird. I've since you've written that several times, that's fine. There is nothing in what I said that contradicts what you're writing there. Yeah. So the rising prices. Yeah, I can say a few words about that. I have talked about it before, but it's a problem. It is a problem, and it goes into this whole it's narrative that we are seeing now. Now, if you didn't know, here in Norway, our fine politicians, they decided that we will put cables across the North Sea to England, and we will sell the electrical power that we produce here from mainly, I believe, the water turbines. Norway has a lot of electrical power because of the water turbines, and they said this will be great because those cables can also bring us electricity from the British Islands. The problem is, of course, that we are a surplus country when it comes to electrical power. I don't know if the British Islands, if the UK is. I think maybe they are not. But no matter how that is, what happened was that, of course, supply and demand and all that, and the prices they switched on those cables, and the prices of electricity here rose like tripled, at least. I think they tripled or more. Now, I am not a socialist. I'm a mean capitalist. But even I think it's wrong that poor people who need electrical power to heat their houses, uh, I think it's wrong that they should pay that much. Um, it's something that you have to have if you don't want to freeze, you know. The same goes for gas. Prices of gas, they have just gone through the roof. And it's the same, you know. These things might not affect someone like, you know, this household. We have, you know, both work full time. We have the house we can pay, you know, but we it's not fair that people with a much lower income should pay that much, you know, basically the same as we pay. It's not fair at all, you know. Um, so I know they don't care about poor people. I know. It's a joke here in Norway now, and I'll try to tell it, translate, and I'll try to make it funny. It's not that funny. It's a bit sad, but the slogan of the Labour Party leading up to the election that was this fall was now it's the common people's turn. That was their slogan. Not the best slogan, but in Norwegian, that was, you know, nå er det vanlige folks tur, meaning that in the past, you know, with a conservative government, they would make things easier for the rich people, but now with the Labour Party, now they would make things, you know, finally they would look at things, how to improve the it's time to to improve the lives of common people. So the translation would be, you know, now it's the common people's turn. The joke is that, yeah, that's true. Apparently, it is the common people's turn to pay. Yeah, you're all laughing now. Yeah, it's funny, you know, in a way. So, um, let's see here. Let's see. If you find Viking artifacts in Norway, can you keep them? No, sadly, no. Um, let's see here. Did I miss a super chat here? Same in Sweden, says Jenny Dahlberg. We are importing now and the prices are mad. Yeah. And you're importing from Norway, I believe, the electrical power, because the main cable to Sweden, I believe, goes through the woodland, where not so far away from where I have been canoeing a lot this summer. Okay, Forest Monk Survival says something very interesting. I'll get to that, but This Amazing World says Norwegians could have free power all year round. Basically, yeah. But Forest Monk Survival says, hello from Canada. One of the provincial governments here just gave grocery stores the permission to keep the unclean out of the store. Yeah. I saw a sign from Germany that said where they have, they are closing, the unclean out of everything, basically. And it was a market or something like that. And the sign said that, no, sorry, that was the rules. A sign explaining the rules for at least that area, that they were one area there, and it said that the unclean could not be there, and it was not allowed to buy stuff to bring home to the unclean. That's evil, that's just evil. So I have this I have this idea that from here, when it comes to Norway, I'm talking about Norway now, and maybe Sweden, and some other countries. But in Norway, I think we have two options. I'm looking at Elvis now. Yeah, we have two options from here. Either the people in charge of the operation, they kind of decide that they give up. It didn't go as they thought it would, and they just give up. They will not admit that they did anything wrong, but they just basically they bring things back to normal. The other option is that they just keep hammering on this. They just keep making things harder and harder, more and more restrictions. Elvis, kom her. Elvis, kom her. Ja, kom. Ja, kom her. Yeah. Okay. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know what's going to happen. But, it's this thing. If you had to bet money, I won't have to finish that sentence. But if it goes in that direction where they just make things harder and harder and harder, and they just keep hammering. When I say hammering, it's not really hammering, it's injecting. Then things are going to get very difficult for people like me, and lots of other people as well, So yeah. But I'm going to have to finish the live stream now, and tend to Elvis a little bit. He's not so happy right now, so I'll see what I can do. Arion Gross, well, thanks a lot. I have C19. It's just a call, stay strong. Well, I hope you feel better soon. I'm sure you will. And thank you for the donation. Okay. That's all for now. And stay strong out there. And I'll talk soon.